15.5%. That is what Microsoft gained in a single day. More market value in one session than any company in history. Amazon beat and jumped about 15%. Apple beat on both lines and got crushed anyway, down more than 7%. Coach B here. This is last week in the market. Same earnings season, same word on every headline. Beat, three completely different verdicts. Let's break it down. Start with Microsoft, ticker MSFT, reporting Thursday. Earnings of $4.74 a share against an estimate of $4.33. Revenue of $90 billion. Azure growth of 43%. What actually moved the stock was the guide. Azure growth going higher from here. The stock ripped 15.5% Thursday, adding roughly $450 to $490 billion in market value in one session, the largest single-day market cap gain any company has ever posted. Amazon told a similar story. AWS grew 36.7% to $42.2 billion, and Amazon jumped about 15.3% Friday, its biggest one-day gain in over a decade. Now, here's the one that should stop you. Apple, ticker AAPL, earnings of $2.02 a share against an estimate of $1.89, revenue of $109.42 billion, a record June quarter, iPhone up 22%. Every number Apple printed was a beat, and the stock closed down about 7.4% Friday, its worst day since March of 2020, and was down nearly 10%, roughly $500 billion at its intraday low. Apple lost its spot as the most valuable company on earth to Nvidia that same day. Why would a beat everything quarter get punished that hard? Because on the call, Apple guided soft for the fourth quarter, flagging supply chain pressure in China and services concerns. This was also Tim Cook's final earnings call as CEO, and Wall Street didn't love what it heard. The Fed was in the middle of this too. Wednesday, the FOMC held rates at 3.5 to 3.75%, the fifth straight hold. But the vote was 9-3, with three officials, Hammack, Kashkari, and Logan, dissenting because they wanted a hike. That's the most divided FOMC vote since 2016. Odds of a September hike jumped to about 81 to 82% by Friday, up from about 52% 2 weeks earlier. Meta reported Wednesday, after the close, the mirror image of Apple. Revenue beat $60.8 billion, up 28% year over year. But earnings per share missed $6.18 against an estimate of $7.18. Guidance came in soft, and Meta raised its spending plan to between $130 and $145 billion. The stock fell about 8% Thursday, on top of 9 straight red sessions heading into the print. Add in the economic data. June's PCE, the Fed's preferred gauge, came in at 3.7% year over year. Core at 3.3, a touch cooler than expected. Thursday's first look at second quarter GDP showed growth of just 1.5% annualized, below the roughly 2% expected and down from Q1's 2.1. Slower growth, a divided Fed, 3 different mega cap reactions all in 1 week. So how did the indexes actually do? The S&P 500 through SPY closed at 747, up 1.1% on the week. The NASDAQ 100, the Qs up 0.5%. Small caps, the IWM, basically flat. The Dow through DIA up 1.1% too. And the VIX, the fear gauge, fell about 13.9% on the week, closing at 16. Read that again. Through all of this whiplash, fear went down. Let's run the board. Microsoft plus 15.5%, a record. Amazon plus 15.3, Apple minus 7.4, Meta minus 8, and one non-mega cap name for the wall of red. Parsons, ticker PSN, which I covered this week, fell 35.7% Wednesday on a full year guidance cut, its worst single day crash ever. Let me show you Apple's chart, the cleanest picture of the whole lesson. Thursday, it closed around $333. Friday, after a genuinely great quarter, it closed at $308.91. Nothing about the quarter was bad. The stock fell because what management said about the next quarter didn't match what was already priced in. And that's the lesson of the whole week. Apple beat and got crushed. Amazon beat and soared. Microsoft beat and set a record. Meta missed and fell. If you're only asking, was the number good? You'll get this wrong every time because the market grades the print against what was already expected, not against last year. The reaction is the gap between the number and the expectation. Ask whether it beat expectations, not just last year's numbers, and weeks like this one stop being confusing. That sets up next week. Palantir reports Monday, AMD reports Tuesday, and Friday we get the July jobs report, the print that could cement or crack the September hike odds. If learning to read a beat like Apple's the right way is useful to you, subscribe and drop your questions in the comments. And Last Week in the Markets is right here every weekend. Quick reminder before we go, this is education, not financial advice. I'm not telling you to buy or sell anything. Do your own research. Every ticker here is just a teaching example. That's the week. Good luck in the markets, no matter what stock you're into.